All right, so this might be a two-part review. It just kind of depends. But basically, we're returning the Mac Studio, so we're getting this packed up. This has been a phenomenal computer. So what did we start off with? We started with the base model, Mac Mini M4. Piece of crap. Don't spend your $600 on that. If you're doing it for like something very, very basic, then I guess, like just some computer work, searching the web, basic stuff, nothing crazy. Right now I'm doing the factory reset. But anything, if you want to be a content creator, you want it to be future-proof, the base model Mac Mini that you can pick up at almost any store, not just the Apple Store. I've been buying stuff at the Apple Store. Is not worth it. It's just don't even bother with it. Hang on, I gotta cover this up for the password. Maybe not. No, never mind. It figured itself out. Sometimes it does that. So yeah, it's definitely a very basic model. So if you're just doing some Word documents, surfing the web, checking some basic mail, that's it. But it ain't future-proof by any means. There's a lot of other products on there that are probably worth $600 that you get a lot more out of than Apple's base model Mac Mini. Then I bumped that up to the base model Mac Mini M4 Pro. So you get a little bit more RAM, you get a little bit more storage. No, you don't get any more storage. You get a little bit more GPU power. And that was a little bit of a step up, but for the price point, I think it's still trash. It's definitely at $1,300. So we're going from $600 to $1,300, and you're getting a little bit more RAM, a little bit more CPU capabilities, a little bit more GPU capabilities, and no more storage. It's not, to me, it's not worth it. And avoid the iMac completely. The iMac is a giant waste of money. But if you're going to get a Mac Mini, I would recommend at least that M4 Pro, right? That should be your base CPU if you want to do some basic content creation, some music, some whatever the hell you want to do. That's your go-to. Now, I'm doing content in 360. I'm, uploading gigs of files, right? And transferring out gigs of files on this. Like some of this footage is 300 gigs, right? And I don't have enough room on most of these devices that are just over-the-counter purchases without customization, which, mind you, adds an abundance amount of cost unnecessarily. And they're not really well future-proof. I'm half tempted that this next one might be my last one, but we'll see. So I tend to use an external drive for all my videos. So everything, and I've always done that. That's always how I've operated, because Apple just gouges people for storage, and it's kind of fucking ridiculous. But that's beyond the point. The thing there was, okay, the M4 Pro definitely handled the video editing a lot better. The exporting worked, but as I've pushed it, that thing was cranking. It was, you want to watch the video on that, read the blog on that, like that thing would get smoking hot. And because I would be exporting footage and uploading footage at the same time, right? Because I'm doing multiple tasks at the same time. Then I'd be trading stocks and watching my charts. I'd have browser tabs open. I'm bouncing around, working on the website. I'm working on AI modules. I'm working on a lot of different things. And, the Mac Mini base model couldn't keep up. Mac Mini M4 Pro, okay, that was doing a little bit better, but it would still bottleneck. The Mac Studio, the M4 Max, okay, now we're talking. This thing at $2,000 is worth $2,000. It's overpriced for sure. It should be closer to like $1,500. I think Apple's pricing is just bullshit at this point. It's just huge profit margins for them, which is great, because if tariffs get imposed on them, they're just going to jack up the prices and maintain those fucking margins. Maybe they'll absorb it. Who the fuck knows? But knowing Captain Hook, probably not, right? And they've already stated that, iPhones, if they're having to be made in the US, are going to double in cost. It's like, are you kidding me? You really think, how are people going to afford that? Right? We're going to take already a $1,500 phone and we're going to double its cost. Seriously? Okay. Sounds brilliant. We'll see how that pans out. But Mac Studio, this thing has been a fucking beast, and I would recommend it to anybody with the M4 Max. So what do we got spec wise on this? Again, this is one you can just go and pick up over the counter. You know, so you get 36 gigs of unified memory, which is up from the 24 gigs that you get with the M4 Pro. You get 512 gigs of SSD, which isn't that much more. You got a 14 core CPU, 30 core GPU, shit that we don't even know. Like, it doesn't even make any sense to us compared to how it used to be configured. At least we could be compared to a PC to some degree. Now it's just like, its best guess is mine. You got the Thunderbolt 5 ports, USB-C ports, 10 gig Ethernet, and this was a base model with 10 gig Ethernet, Wi-Fi 6E built in, Bluetooth 5.3. Honestly, this thing was awesome. The SDXC card slot, that should be on the Mac Mini. I don't understand why it just doesn't exist on all of them. But yeah, so we're returning this guy, and because I'm tired of working on this and I want to be a little bit more mobile with the computer, especially if I'm working with clients and going around and doing the Google Street Views. I was out in Palm Desert the other day, and was talking to a lot of different businesses, emailing them, and trying to get some stuff set up. So it's one of those things where I think the laptop, I need performance. So I found the performance level, and the MacBook Pro 14-inch is an M4 Max. And we're gonna go over it. This is gonna be a 2-part video. So once we get over to the Apple Store, I'm gonna record it again, show you the return process. It's super seamless with Apple. And then I'm gonna buy that MacBook Pro. It's definitely expensive. We're gonna go from $2,000 and with the same specs that are in this Mac Studio to get that MacBook Pro, and it's gonna be $3,200. So we're adding $1,200 for a 14-inch screen, a keyboard, and a trackpad. So it's, in my opinion, I think it's a bit steep for Apple. I think they should be able to do better. It's not like those devices, I'm going to be losing port capabilities. So we're going to have to look over that MacBook and really assess it. And then looking at the 16-inch, because they brought that one back, it's like, well, that's $400 more for 2 more inches. No more, you're not getting more graphics power, you're not getting more storage, you're not getting anything. I will note that you do get more storage on the MacBook Pro than you do on the desktop models. They started off with that particular model that I'm looking at 1 terabyte SSD. So we're gonna assess the specs, but I do know I want the M4 Max chip. It definitely handles things a lot better. This guy did not get hot, and I was cranking on it pretty freaking hard. No, the best I could get up to was about 28 gigs of unified memory usage, which I was bottlenecking on the Mac Minis, the base model, the first one with no Pro or Max capabilities. I think that had 16 gigs. The Pro had 24 gigs, and that one I was throttling. I was getting capped out. Mac Studio with 36 gigs, we're not throttling anymore. So is it future-proof? That's where I'm like torn on the Mac lineup. I don't know if it's really future-proof. I think it's just kind of this bullshit line that could be a lot better, and it's just not, sadly. So we're gonna go. My car's rented out for a wedding over the weekend, so I gotta fill her up. She's already clean. I'll double check, make sure if it needs a re-clean, but I don't think she does. We're just got to get this returned before the return policy. I think I have until Saturday, so I'm going to return it a little early, and we should be good from there. So, and for some reason, this thing's blinking a red light. I don't know. I've never seen it do that. I don't know what it's doing. I was trying to just do that. I did the factory reset. I unplugged my SSD drive. I've pulled out my little SD card. And I don't know why it's blinking orange. I did remove it from my side, but it shouldn't be. Usually the reset's pretty straightforward. See, and that's a service issue that it's blinking. So I'm going to hold the button and maybe give it a reset. But I'm thinking my best bet is to go with the MacBook Pro with the M4 Max. Hopefully they have that one in stock. When I checked online, it shows it is. You know, I'm just getting base models that they should just have off the shelf to pull off the shelf. Nothing over the top or anything. But if I do like that one, I'm probably going to keep it, and that's going to be the end of my reviews. I was thinking of going up a level on the Mac Studio because they have the $4,000 model, but I'm kind of overworking on the TV. I kind of just want to, if I'm going to do some stuff on the TV, I can plug in my MacBook, but you know, I'm going to be a dongle whore at that point. I'm going to fucking have a dongle for SD cards. I'm going to have a dongle for the Ethernet. I'm going to have a dongle for HDMI. I'm going to have a dongle for fucking everything because Apple's just, you know, I don't even know. I don't even understand why they're removing so many ports on a pro device where you need all these peripherals so you can do work. It's like, you know, let me buy extra components so I can do stuff and carry around a million different things. It's like freaking ridiculous. So, yeah, I just want to make sure this thing's restarted. I don't know what it's doing. The light's on. I'm gonna set you down. And did it brick or something? I don't know. I'm not quite sure. It should be working. I didn't plug anything. This is should just restart and we're good to go. I don't know if it knows if the keyboard and mouse is connected. I'm gonna grab this. Plug in. I don't know what it's just doing this light blink. Check my phone to see if the device has been removed. I didn't get any notifications on it. Normally I get like, oh, factory reset or something. But I should be able to go in here. Oh, man, I gotta remove some stuff. Shows the Mac Mini still in here. Remove that guy. That's weird because I definitely removed them. Okay, I'm getting rid of these Mac Minis from the first time around. Contact key verification. I like this thing, but I haven't enabled it yet. Oh, that was a fun little crash there. Yeah, I don't know why it's not booting up. It's not listed under my settings right now. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what to do about that. Yeah, I don't know why it's... I don't know why it's got an orange light of death right now. That's strange. I got hung up on like a CMOS thing. I don't know. I didn't have this issue before on the two Mac Minis. I've honestly never seen it do a little orange blinking light like that. I should get something. Yeah, the trackpad's not even responding. Got something there. Normally you get something on the screen. Yeah, I have it on it. Let's Google that. Guess that's a new one. You know, it says we're pretty much gonna have to take it to Apple to fix. Okay, well that's what we're gonna do anyways. So if it's not gonna get in there, it's not booting up. So it's something with the firmware. So it crashed itself doing a factory reset, which I didn't get to enter the password for the final step. It just kind of whoop and did its thing. And it's like I've had that happen before, but whatever. It's leave it to Apple. Their own shit don't work like it should. So we'll just leave it alone, unplug it. I'm gonna need that power cord to put in here. Unplug, man. It's like glued in there. The fuck me, you know? Sheesh Louise. Fucking amount of force I had on that shit. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. What's happening here, in my opinion? Goodness. Roll over the top, guys. Roll over the top. No, you don't think so, no? I think it's over the top. Put that in there. This bit to the top. Oh, wait. I'm going to wrap her back up. Wrap her back up. Which was the funniest? Yep. That's all in there. Closes up. There you go. I mean, it definitely goes back in the packaging a lot nicer than the Mac Minis. Those are kind of a pain in the ass. But overall, this is the best Mac that you get if you're a content creator and you want to do some legit work. Storage sucks, but it sucks on all of them. So don't get your hopes up unless you want to spend like big money on it. And this is an 8 terabyte external drive. It's portable, it's rugged. Samsung T9. I've had great success with this. I kind of like the GeForce drives a bit better, but honestly the read writes on this are pretty solid. So I ain't got no complaints on that. But yeah, I'll be doing a full blog on the Mac Studio compared to the Mac Mini M4 Pro. Again, this is the M4 Max, and I'm going to be trading this in. I was going to do the next Mac Studio up. That's $4,000, but honestly, I don't think it's worth it. So be sure to subscribe for the MacBook Pro review of the specs on this, because I want to see, are we going to see thermal throttling? Am I going to hear the fans? Because this thing never heated up. Couldn't get it to heat up like the other one. Didn't have a performance mode like the M4 Max or M4 Pro had, or Mac Mini Pro. They got this naming thing is a fucking disaster. It really is. So the reviewers of Mac products suck, in my opinion, because they're not being honest with you. They're not really, you know, here, let me do a Geekbench test. Like we don't really have a lot to compare these fucking things to, because they're based off of a APU. They're based off of the processor that's in your phone. It's just bigger. Like, think about it. The processor in this is like half the size of this phone, if I'm not mistaken. It might actually be the full size of the phone. Nah, it's half the size. It's definitely half the size. It's a big box for nothing. And then if you're looking at the Mac Pro, like I'm surprised that shit's even listed on their fucking website. It's still using an M2. So my goodness, don't buy that for damn sure. Mac Studio, you're good, but I'm probably gonna end up with a fucking PC here.